Hello, in this video, I will explain to you on how to solve this problem from Halliday's book. So the question is, a 0.340 kilogram particle moves in an x-way plane according to those equations. Okay, maybe let's write the mass first. So we'll have the mass here. That will be 0.340. And the unit will be in kilogram here. And then it moves according to this equation here. So we have the position here, the equation of the position. Okay, but I want to write this in the unit vector notation, right? So we will have this x here in unit vector notation, the position of t. And we will have on the x direction, we will have minus 15 and then plus 2t, okay, minus 15 plus 2t, and then minus 4t to the third power. And this is for the x direction or in the I direction. Good. And then on the y direction or in the j, so I will have 25 and then plus 7t and then minus 9t squared. Good. And this is on the j direction. Good. Why I want to write it in the unit vector notation? Because we can derive the velocity and also acceleration also in the unit vector notation, right? So in the unit vector notation, the velocity here, Vt, is the derivative of this one in respect to time. So I will have d over dt of xt, right? And so we will have our Vt here in the unit vector notation. We can take the derivative of this equation here and we can just use the power rule. So I will have minus 15 will become 0, 2t becomes 2, right? So we'll have 2 and then we will have minus 12t squared. And that will be on the I direction. And on the y direction, I also have this polynomial. So we can just use the power rule. Where the derivative of 25 is 0. The derivative of 7t is 7. And then the derivative of minus 90 squared is minus 18t. Okay, here. And then finally, from here, we can also derive the acceleration unit vector. So what is the acceleration with respect to time? That will be the derivative of the velocity. So we'll have Vt here. Let's take the derivative of that Vt here. So we'll have the velocity in respect to time is this one here. So I will have 2 will become 0 and I will have minus 24t on the I direction. And then we will have this one here plus minus 18j on the y direction. Or we can write it simply like this. At is equal to minus 24t on the I direction. Plus and minus become minus, so I'll have minus 18j. Good. Now we have three important values, the xd, the vt, and also the at. Okay, maybe let's simplify the noun first and clean up our slide. Okay, so previously we have derived the position, velocity, and acceleration unit vector. Okay, now we are given at t is equal to 0.7. Okay, that is crucial because we know the t here. T is equal to 0.7 second. And we are asked to find out the net force. Okay, what is the net force? The net force is sigma f here is equal to the mass times acceleration, right? But then we are asked at t is equal to 0.7. Okay, so we will have this here, sigma f at 0.7. And that will be the mass times the acceleration, but this time at 0.7. Good. Now, what is the mass? 0.830. 0.8340. Okay, sorry about that. And then we will have the vector of acceleration here. So we will have this one here. Okay, so we will have minus 24 t, but our t is 0.7, so we'll have 0.7. And this is on the I direction. And on Y direction, it does not depend on t, so I'll have minus 18j here. Good. And now we can plug that in. I think, okay, let's multiply this. We can distribute this mass here, right, to the I and to the j. And I think we need to use our calculator. So we'll have 0.340 and then times minus 24 and then times 0.7. Okay, so I will have minus 7.712 minus 5.71. And this is on the I direction, but on the Y direction or on the J direction, I will have 0.340 times minus 18. Okay, so I'll have minus 6.12. Minus 6.12. Okay, and this is the net force in the unit vector notation. Good, but the question does not ask about it in the unit vector notation, but we have to find out the magnitude, okay, and then the angle. Okay, let's find that out and clean this first. Okay, for the question A, we need to find out the magnitude of the net force. And I think we can just use the Pythagorean theorem, right? So the square root of minus 5.71 squared, and then plus minus 6.12 here squared. And we can just plug this into our calculator and get the results. Okay, we'll have the square root of minus 5.71 here squared, and then plus minus 6.12 here and also squared. Good, I will have 8.37. We'll have 8.37 Newton here. And the question B is the angle. Okay, the angle, we will have this theta of the net force. And that will be our inverse tangent here. Inverse tangent of the Y direction, I will have minus 6.12. And then divided by minus 5.71. However, we have to be very careful here because both of them is in negative values. So we have this on the third quadrant, so we need to add 180 to it. Right? This is because this one on the third quadrant. Third quadrant. And let's plug that into our calculator, right? So we will have the inverse tangent, that will be that one, and then minus 6.12 divided by minus 5.71. Okay, and then we need to add 180 to it. So I'll have 227 degrees. 227 degrees, or we can also write that in the negative notation here. So we will have 227 minus 360. That will be minus 133 degrees. You can write it as this or that. That will be the same. And we have answered the question A and B. Now this time we need to find out the question C. Okay, let's clean this up. Okay, for the question C, what is the angle of the particle's direction of the travel? We need to derive it from the velocity vector, right? Because its speed and direction of travel is defined by its velocity. So we will have to find out what is V, Okay, what is v in the time of 0.7? So we need to find out the v at 0.7. And on the I direction, we can just plug that into calculator. So I'll have 2 minus 12, then multiplied by 0.7, and that will be squared. Okay, good. I will have minus 3.88, minus 3.88, and that will be on the I direction. Good. And then on the Y direction, I will have 7 and then minus 18 multiplied by 0.7 here, and we will have minus 5.6, minus 5.6, and this one will be on the J direction. Okay, and we need to find out the angle. Okay, so we need to find out the angle for the direction of the travel, and that will be the inverse tangent of the Y direction. We'll have minus 5.6 divided by minus 3.88. Okay, and the same, this one will be on the third quadrant, so we need to add 180 to it. So we will have, okay, shift inverse tangent here, so we'll have minus 5.6, and then we will have minus 3.88. Good. And then we will have plus 180. Good. And I will have 235 degrees. 235 degrees. Or in the negative notation, I will have 235 minus 360. And that will be minus 125 degrees. You can write it as this or that. And I think that's all for this problem. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.